Earlier this week, St. Francis rallied from a 3-goal second-half deficit to knock off St. John's to advance to the Division II regional final. The Knights one win away from a return to the state tournament. They would head to Rocky River. Patriots seeking revenge after they lost earlier this year. Opening quarter, Forrest Stacy behind the cage, working his way around, finds an opening out front in the back of the net. Knights on the board first. In the second, Ryan Hildebrand to Aiden McDonald rips one on goal. Patriots respond with 4 unanswered goals. Third quarter now. Alex Harms to a wide open Charlie Werner, buries it. Knights working their way back, still down by 2. In the fourth, senior Joe Petro putting the team on his back, fighting off the defense. Unbalanced shot. Senior brings the Knights within 2, but they're unable to come away with the victory. Knights lose 6-4 as their season comes to a close.
Their goalie played very well and made some really big saves in the beginning. And, we got some good looks. He just came up with some big saves. And, our goalie, he hung in there. He made some great saves in the second half. And, can't say anything, bad really about anybody's play. We just couldn't dodge and beat anyone. And that was because they played great defense.
Greg Franke has the details from Northeast Ohio.
Well, in the regional semifinal, St. Francis played a team in St. John's that they had beaten handily earlier in the season, but it was a totally different story in the playoff matchup, and St. Francis had to battle hard to win that. The same thing happened here, as earlier in the season they played Rocky River and St. Francis won by a score of 8-3, and just as was the case in that St. John's game, St. Francis was down 3 goals late in the third quarter, scored to cut it to 2, and seemed to have momentum going into the fourth, but they just were not able to carry it through. In fact, a late goal just seconds before the end of the third quarter got it back to a 3-goal lead, and against a team that defensively had not been allowing even as many as 6 goals a game, that was a very tough task to try to come back. Nevertheless, the Knights gave it everything they had. Forrest Stacy scored twice, once to put St. Francis in front. Another time he's being knocked down, he still scored, and then the same thing on a great effort by Petro late in the match as he was being knocked down and buried it in, and it appeared that St. Francis just might be able to pull out another one, but they were not able to get the goals they had to pull level. It ended up falling 6-4 to Rocky River, the third time in this decade that Rocky River has beaten St. Francis in a close regional final and earned the right to go to state. Nonetheless, an outstanding season for St. Francis.